Hi, it's Mike Thornton, and in this video I'm going to take a look at iZotope's new VocalSynth 2 from a speech and post-production perspective. Although iZotope has designed VocalSynth and VocalSynth 2 for music production, I wanted to see what we could do with it working with speech and sound design in audio post-production. Now, often when I'm exploring a new tool, rather than say a regular EQ or dynamics or effects plugin, something a bit different, I'll start with the presets, as they often give me an insight into how to use a particular new type of tool. So here we have the presets window, and they're divided into two sections, auto and MIDI. As I'm not going to be using MIDI as a source, I'll just look at the presets in the auto section. Now, sometimes when I'm doing a job, I'll need a robot or computer voice, and often quickly, so let's look at some of the presets and see what they can achieve. Now, I'm going to start with the bad robot in the clear category. It uses a combination of the talkbox and vocoder modules with three processors: filter, transform, and delay. Take a listen.
Yeah, I mean, basically, one of the things I've become aware of, especially with some of the high-end TV dramas, they are taking on film production values, which is great. I mean,
the next one I want to look at is modulated voices, which is a combination of the new BioVox module and talkbox.
My concern is that the mixes for these projects are too dynamic
There's a lot of potential there, and of course one can tweak the settings to get it just right for the job in hand. Moving into the deep group of presets, I'd like to pick out buzzy details.
My concern is that the mixes for these projects are too dynamic. What I mean by that is that the loud bits get too loud and the quiet bits get too quiet.
Now for me, this one, the stereo width is a bit wide, so I could use the width control here on the master section to bring the image width in.
Loud changes in dynamic range much better in a large space.
In the lush group, I like the preset Breeze Through the Trees. Now this is a combination of three modules: BioVox, ComputerVox, and PolyVox.
Yeah, I mean, basically one of the things I've become aware of, especially with some of the high-end TV dramas, they are taking on film.
And see how you can use the faders in the anemone display to adjust the mix between the three modules, and very quickly you can get a different sound.
But my concern is that the mixes for these projects are too dynamic. What I mean by that is that the loud bits get too loud and the quiet bits get too quiet. Now that's fine when you're in a cinema theatre.
Another job I often need to do is to put dialogue lines through a radio or a walkie-talkie, and in the monstrous group of presets is one that looks as though it might do the trick. This doesn't use any of the modules, but three of the effects: filter, distort, and transform.
Production values, which is great. I mean, the quality of the storytelling, the quality of the...
And by tweaking some of these settings in the three modules, you can get very different tones and sounds quickly.
For these projects are too dynamic. What I mean by that is that the loud bits get too loud and the quiet bits get quiet. Now that's fine when you're in a big, in a cinema theatre, because you can tolerate loud changes in dynamic range much better in a large space.
In trying some of the presets in VocalSynth 2, I found this one, Modern Vocal Manipulation. And this has great potential for hiding people's identity. So I'm going to start in bypass. And then when I switch it in, the tone of my voice is transformed. One of the things I've become aware of, especially
with some of the high-end TV dramas,
it's still completely intelligible, which is often the problem we have when we try and disguise someone's voice, but the sound is very different. Most of the work is done in the formants.
My concern is that the mixes for these projects
are too
But if you do
dynamic.
go
What I mean
too
by that is
far,
that
it
the loud
does
bits get
lose
too
its
loud and the quiet
authenticity.
bits get too quiet. Now that's fine.
Now, one problem I came across when working with VocalSynth 2 is that it's possible to delete a preset name. If you click on the preset name twice by accident, you end up in a mode where you can rename the presets. That's fair enough. But if, when the name is highlighted like this, and you press the space bar intending to play the audio, what you actually do is to delete the preset's name and replace it by a space. I think I would suggest to iZotope that the factory presets should be made read-only, so that when you change them, you have to do a save as to rename the modified version, but the factory presets are not editable in any way. So what did I think about VocalSynth 2? Well, although it's largely intended for music vocal processing, as Dan demonstrates so well in his review, there are some seriously useful features for post applications. And I think for me, the standouts are the modern vocal manipulation preset for hiding people's identity and the radio foots effects, the walkie-talkie foots, both of which are quick and easy to set up and different to other plugins that offer either of those two types of effects. This is a really powerful plugin with which you can get good results very quickly, but it also has lots of options to enable you to dive in deeper if you wish. Thanks, iZotope. Job done.
much better.